Welcome to the Garden Report. I am Jared Weiss. This is Jimmy Toscano. This show is brought to you by Harry's Razors. If you go to harrys.com/garden report, you are going to get a free trial pack when you sign up for Harry's Razors.
Like
You'll look just like us. So the Celtics the Celtics win. The Bulls lost 100-80.
The Bulls were never losing.
The Bulls scored 9 points in the first quarter. Really only scored like 4 points in the first quarter, then a few quick buckets at the end there. It was the worst performance that I think I've ever seen in my life.
Embarrassing.
It was horrible. Yeah. Avery Bradley was on a mission, and he really shut down Jimmy Butler, trying to shut down the Jimmy Butler trade rumors. You asked pretty much everybody about it after the game.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was anything that went into sort of the way they came out and played this game today, because they came out just guns blazing and they shut the Bulls down. As we all know, a lot of Celtics players were linked to Bulls trade rumors, leading up to the deadline. Nothing happened, of course, but is that a game that they sort of had circled on the calendar? That, we want to come out and show everybody that, we're better than these guys. We don't want to be in a trade for these guys. We're worth more than that. So they denied it, which, you kind of expect, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the back of their minds a little bit. But either way, I mean, the Celtics, they just talk about two teams at completely different points, because the Bulls, internally, it appears, can't get out of each other's way, and it shows on the court. Whereas the Celtics, although there's been a little up and down, I think when they play the way they did today, it's hard for any team to beat them, as we've seen the Warriors and the Cavs recently, too.
I mean, the Celtics, they started on a 10-0 run.
Yeah.
The Bulls end up shooting, I think it was 1 for 17.
And the Bulls stink on offense to begin with.
So bad.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Mirotic isn't even playing anymore. The Bulls front office said we got to play the younger guys. Talked to Dwayne Wade after the game. He was not excited. He wasn't really excited about the situation the front office kind of put them in, especially publicly. He is just like Jimmy Butler. They both came out today criticizing their team, not showing up for this game.
Right.
I mean, it was, they make this trade for campaign, and then their campaign was pretty weak today. I mean, they have some potential future there with him. That was a good trade, but the Celtics, they were kind of set up for this one where they wanted to blitz them out the gate. They established themselves early. They held. I mean, I think the Bulls scored 31 points in the third quarter, so they came back out and they kind of tried to reestablish themselves. But Al Horford, Amir Johnson played really good physical defense in the interior. That was important for Brad Stevens. He talked about how the Bulls go double big, and the Celtics are able to handle that, where they usually struggle against teams that have two big men that are low post players out there.
I think I think in the game plan, probably not written, but I think Brad Stevens said to these guys, this is a team that's mentally weak right now. If we come out of the gates and punch them in the mouth, there's not enough willpower, there's not enough fight for them to fight back in a game like that. I know the Bulls, they what was it, maybe about a month or so ago, they were winning at a pretty consistent rate, or they were playing a lot better than they were now.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. I mean, it feels like forever ago, especially when you watch the way they play today. They're just a beaten team. They're at the point where they're just watching the calendar and they're just waiting for it to sit there.
Terry Rozier dunked today. We got to take note of that. That was the third time this year that he's done. Third time in his career that he's done.
He went up hard on that one. He cashed in all of his bad layups for one dunk. And it was off a Cameron Payne steal, which made it that much sweeter.
But the thing is, he's like the second worst player at the rim in the NBA. Only Vince Carter, of all people, is worse than him. But Vince Carter is also twice his age.
Right.
So gotta give Vince
and
credit there.
And has been known to throw down a couple of dunks in his day, too.
Yeah, so it was a solid day for the Boston Celtics. The brackets just came out. Brad Stevens, first thing he wanted to know when he sat down at the podium was, where's Butler?
Yeah.
They ended up at the 4 seed, so it worked out pretty decently for them. If you want to play, you want to get in on March Madness, obviously you do if you watch basketball, go to mybookie.ag and use the code GARDEN.